In this episode, we will discuss differences between a class and object, because although both relate to each other, they are not quite the same thing. Class is like a specification or blueprint used to create instances of the object. Each class or its object instance might have multiple properties representing its attributes and methods which represent its behaviors. From procedural programming, you might think of them as variables and functions. Classes and objects can also contain constants, whose associated values, the same way as ordinary constants, do not change. Let's have a look at a very basic example class called person. The class could have the properties such as first name, last name, age, and gender, and methods such as full name, is adult, is male, is female. Each of its methods could perform some checks before returning the result. Let's have a look at the internals of class person. To declare a class, use the word class followed by its name and set of curly brackets. To declare properties of the class, use the public keyword followed by the property name using the format of the variable. Properties can also have some default values associated with them. In our example, gender by default has its value set to letter M, representing male. To declare method of the class, use keyword public followed by function and the name of the method with set of standard and curly brackets. The internals of each method go in between the curly brackets, same way as any other function in procedural programming. In order for us to convert a class to an object, we first need to instantiate it. To instantiate the object, we use the new keyword before the class name and a set of optional brackets and associate it with the variable, making it an instance of that class, in other words, an object. Once you have an instance of the object, you can associate values with its properties by using the arrow symbol, made out of the hyphen and more than character, followed by the property name, equal sign, and the value you wish to associate it with. Not to forget the semicolon to indicate the end of the statement. To call properties and methods on the instance of the object, we also use the arrow symbol, followed by the property or method name. If it's a method, we also append a set of brackets at the end. It is a common approach to have each class represented by a single file named after its class. For instance, class person would be written inside of the file called person.php, while class car inside of the file called car.php. So, the distinction between a class and object is that the class represents the specification, while object is the hydrated-like instance built on the given class specification.